What if I told you that we can build $1 million business and do it in 12 months? Would you believe me? Let me make sure we're going live on all the channels. We in that thing. We in that thing. We there. Listen, what if I told you we can build $1 million business and we can do it in 12 months? Would you believe me? Sometimes I don't believe myself, but that's exactly what we're doing. Each and every day, we're going behind the scenes just to show you exactly how we're going to do this thing. And we're building this thing together. Listen, today is episode 17. It's February the 3rd, 2026. And I'm bringing the energy because I know you're bringing the passion. We're building $1 million business. Who is this for? This is for any of those mid-level professionals who are looking to increase their visibility, create career opportunities for themselves. This is for those entrepreneurs that have established a business, but their business is not building $1 million yet. This is for those dreamers. Anybody that had a dream that, man, you know what? I wish I had my own business and I grew it to $1 million. We're doing that. We're doing that, and we're doing it in 12 months. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to follow a playbook. I'm sharing the playbook with you as I build this thing out. Today is episode 17, and this episode is titled The Pitfalls That Kill Entrepreneurs. All right. We're still in that foundation stage. We're building a foundation to support our $1 million growth. Growth can happen exponentially. It can happen extremely, really fast as long as there's systems in place. And that's what we've been doing, establishing the systems that need to be built so we can reach our $1 million. I want to make sure all the chat boxes are open. Today, we're going to be streaming across Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and as well as YouTube. As always, thank you guys for joining. Just drop your first name, what platform you're streaming from. That's going to be great. I personally say thank you for joining, and I'll round back with you as well. Excuse me. So today we're talking about the pitfalls that kill entrepreneurs. Everybody wants a dope business, right? Everybody wants to build $1 million business, but sometimes we get up here in our head, right? Sometimes that happens, but then there's other things that take place as well. So today I want to share with you the pitfalls that kill entrepreneurs momentum, success from building their $1 million business. Hopefully we can avoid these things together. Remember, we're going to be streaming across LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Drop your first name, where you're from. That'd be great. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're in attendance. And the other thing too, we have 2 goals for our newsletter because we're building $1 million business and we're doing it through our newsletter, right? We have 2 goals. One, generate $1 million in revenue in 2026. The other goal is build our ecosystem to 50,000 subscribers. Right now, we're a little bit less than 6,000, but we have 11 months to get there, right? So I need your help right here. 2 things: go to the newsletter, sign up for it ASAP today. And then the other thing too, share the newsletter with your friends and family. Anybody that's on that hustler's journey with you as well. Anybody that appreciates good content. Anybody that appreciates value adds, that are looking to grow themselves and their careers or their businesses. This is the place you want to be. Listen, I'm Patrick Hart. Hart, like Kevin Hart, he's got way more money and way more funnier than me. But I just try to do my best. And what are we here to do is I'm here to help you and help me build $1 million business, and we're doing it in public. This is real entrepreneurship at heart. We're not hiding behind any AIs. I'm right here in front of the camera talking to you directly, letting you know we're about to get it in 2026. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for those like-minded individuals, the everyday hustlers that believe in a better life for themselves, and that's what we're building right here. So everybody has decided to come in right now. TikTok family's coming in. Thank you. Instagram family's coming in as well. LinkedIn family always shows up, and then YouTube is there behind the scenes as well. So let's get into it. Thank you for joining. Listen, failure isn't random, it's patterned, right? Failure is a pattern, just like success is a pattern too, but failure is pattern as well. So you need to know this. Let me know if you believe this to be a truth or not, okay? Most people, they don't fail loudly. They fail slowly, quietly, and respectfully, or should we say respectable, right? That's how they fail. They fail quietly, right? In contrast, right, there's a strategy is overrated is if discipline is missing, right? If your discipline is missing, it can be a reason why we may be failing in 2026. Talent is useless without execution. Some talented people, right? They're like dope skills, but for whatever reason, they just kind of stop midway. They don't fully maximize their talent or their skill sets. Talent is absolutely useless without execution. This is where the execution come in. Motivation, it won't save you from bad habits. All right. Let's get out of the bad habits. Let's get into the good things that's actually going to move our business forward. And here's a lie. This is a big lie that a lot of people believe, especially entrepreneurs, right? Here's the lie. If I just learn one more thing, I'll be ready. Have you told yourself that before? All I need to learn is one more thing. Once I learn that one more thing, I'm going to be ready. Or they say, oh, all I need is, save up a little bit of money for this one tool. Once I get this one tool, I'm going to be ready. Man, all I need is this, man, if I can create this one toolkit, then I'm going to be ready. Man, if I had $200 more, I would be, what I'm saying? All these things right here. This is the lie we keep telling ourselves as entrepreneurs out here. If I just learn one more thing, I'm going to be ready. Man, you're never going to be ready. Let's do it ugly. That's how we begin to scale and learn as entrepreneurs, right? So if you're just now joining, today we're talking about the pitfalls that kills entrepreneurs. And there's 4 major pitfalls that I'm going to run through really, really quick. Remember, the chat box is always open. Drop your first name, what platform you're streaming from. I just say hey and thank you for joining as well. 2 things: sign up for the newsletter list and share this with other people. We do these lives every day. So I say Monday through Friday at noon Central Standard Time. They're only 30-minute segments. And if you miss the other 16, you can use the link in my bio or the QR code that's on the screen right now. And you can go to my YouTube page and you can see the Building $1 Million playlist that I have on there. Or you can go to my LinkedIn page underneath the events tab. You can watch the other 16 as well. I call them they're good Netflix series. You know what I'm saying? Some good Netflix and chill. They're only 30 minutes long. It's not that whole hour long thing. There's only 30 minutes. So we're hitting real high level. So this episode is protection. It's not criticism. I want to share that. This is all about protection. This is not about criticism. Okay. So if you're taking this personally, let's get out of our head, right? What we're providing is value adds, insight, and information so we can get to that next level of our career success and hit that $1 million. This isn't about calling anybody out. This is about calling you forward before you start wasting years of your time going in the wrong direction and not making the kind of income that you want to make for yourself. So let me set expectations really quick, okay? These pitfalls, these are the pitfalls that I'm going to share with you. These are the pitfalls that normally show up after you start, not before, okay? Make that perfectly clear. And this is really these 4, you're going to find out this is why a lot of smart people, capable people, they get stuck. They get stuck building their career. They get stuck building their business. They get stuck even reaching that $1 million as well. So let's talk about pitfall number 1. What is pitfall number 1? Perfectionism. Is that you? Hey, I know it's me at times. I just feel like, man, I just got to, I'd rather have it done right than done wrong, right? But sometimes perfectionism actually prevents us from going forward. So here's the core message for this pitfall right here that I want you to understand. Perfectionism is procrastination in a tuxedo. That's what it is. Perfectionism, all it is just procrastination in a tuxedo. I see you, Rob Dunn, ATX, joining on YouTube. Thanks you, fam. Perfectionism is just procrastination in the tuxedo. Perfectionism, it isn't high standards, right? It's fear dressed up as excellence. So a lot of people think, oh, well, I just wanted to be perfect. I wanted to be perfect, right? And then they never start. People like that, they're very gifted, very talented. They have passion, they have motivation, they got work ethic, but they never start because they feel like they need to be perfect. You know why that is? Because all it is fear. They're dressing it up as I need to be perfect before they get going. If that's you, let's stop that, man. We're building $1 million business. We got one life to live. It's 2026. Let's go get it. There's people out there can benefit from your product, services, and or your solutions, right? And we're going to talk about those pitfalls. So we're still on pitfall number 1. I want to help you break this myth right here. Your audience, they don't want perfect. The only person that wants perfect is you, right? They want useful information. They want clear information, and they want it now. They don't want it tomorrow. They want it now. So every time you sit here and delay, you're costing yourself. We're going to talk about that. So real talk. Nobody is refreshing right now. Nobody's refreshing their browser, waiting for your flawless launch, your products, your services, and or your solutions. They're trying to solve their problems today. The question is, are you helping them solve their problems today? Or are you trying to still be perfect and missing out on helping somebody else solve their problems while also creating opportunities for yourself and the income and revenue streams that you need for yourself? So let's reframe all this. I want to reframe this. Version 1 of yourself That's not your legacy, okay? Version 1 of yourself is a conversation starter. You're putting yourself out there to make yourself a conversation starter. Version 1 of yourself also gives you data, not judgment, because we need that. We need data to help us improve our business if we're going to reach $1 million, right? I see you, family. Thank you for joining on TikTok. I see you, YouTube, LinkedIn. Listen, you always continues to show up. Instagram. Thank you, family. Like here's a personal execution habit, right? This is what I want you to do. Okay, you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, whatever. I want you to launch whatever your product, services, and or ideas. I want you to launch those when they're about 70% ready, right? And this is what we're going to do. Once you launch it, when it's 70% ready, you can begin to fix it in public, because you can now start improving your products, services, or solutions offering with feedback, right? Not just fantasy. A lot of people, they skip out on launching because I need to be perfect. It needs to be 100%. Man, let's kick that thing off at 70%. And then you get your family, the people who follow you, you get those people to give you insight on some value add, some things that they would like to see or what they feel like that's missing, right? So launch at 70%. Don't wait till you're perfect at 100%. I see you, Instagram family. Thank you. Listen, there's this hidden cost. There's this hidden cost that you need to understand. Every single month you delay, you're losing revenue, you're losing reps, and you're losing confidence. You're thinking, man, if I can do this one more thing, we're getting that perfect headset. It needs to be 100% complete. We're getting that perfect headset. And then you're missing out on revenue, you're missing out on reps, and you're missing out on confidence. Every single day that you delay, your confidence is going down, down, and down, because you keep telling yourself, oh, it's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow ain't promised to us. Let's get it done today. There's people out there can benefit from your products, services, and or solutions. So here's my opinion right here. Perfectionism, it feels responsible. You feel like if I'm perfect, then it's the responsible thing to do. Like I need to deliver a perfect product. It makes me feel responsible. In reality, and you need to hear me loud and clear, it's selfish. You're protecting your ego instead of serving your audience. Yeah, you heard me right. Mid-level professionals, career-oriented professionals, small business owners, entrepreneurs. We're thinking perfectionism is going to help us with our business growth. If I can just be perfect, it's going to lead me to that $1 million. No, you're being selfish right now because you're protecting your ego instead of serving your audience. Your audience needs solutions. You have it, you can deliver, but you're afraid to put them out there. We're not going to reach our $1 million if that's you. All right. So let's get past that. That's just pitfall number 1. Pitfall number 2, shiny object syndrome. All right. You may not have heard this before. And here's the core message I want you to get out of this one. Consistency compounds. Distractions, you know what distractions do? They reset the clock. Every single time you get distracted, we got to start back over. We got to reset this clock. We lose momentum. We lose everything that we had going for, right? So I want to put a name on that behavior really quick, just so you understand. As an entrepreneur, you're not exploring, you're escaping boredom. You know why a lot of people stepped into being an entrepreneur? Because that 9 to 5, it wasn't for them. That hustling 25/8 on somebody else's dime, it wasn't for them. They wouldn't see the value in your life insurance, 401ks, whatever your team building exercises. That wasn't for them. You became an entrepreneur because you're escaping that bored life. Like that ain't for you. This is why you became an entrepreneur. All right. So I want to help you understand that. Lean into who you are and what you're becoming. Here's why it feels hard for an entrepreneur right now. Okay. Because early stages are really quiet. If you're building something right now, and this could be building your career, you don't have to be an entrepreneur. You can be that mid-level professional trying to elevate and your growth opportunities and scale your career so you can make more money, right? The early stages, that work that you're putting in, it feels quiet. Nobody's clapping for you. The results, they start to lag. You're not seeing the feedback or the engagement you're looking for. And then the middle feels like unrewarding. You've been stuck in that middle for so long and you don't feel rewarded in that. So guess what people do? They quit, right? That's when people quit. That's when people quit the work that they've been doing. Here's another truth. Most strategies, they don't fail. That's not the case. They get abandoned too early. Oh, did he say that? Yeah, I said that. Strategy, it's not the strategy just failing. It's you. You're abandoning on yourself way too early. Listen, let me break down momentum really quick. Momentum is fragile. We need to understand that. Every pivot that we make, it restarts trust with our audience and our brain. So you're thinking, man, I need to make this pivot because this pivot is going to get me where I need to be. But sometimes you just pivot away from your success. Sometimes we're moving too fast and we're not calculating where the success is going to come from. And then we pivot. We got to start all over again. Now we got to earn that trust from other people again, our ideal clients. And then we have to reset our mindset that it's going to take some additional time for us to be successful. All that we're feeding our brain right here. I want you to use this filter right here. Before dropping anything new, okay? We're talking about these small business owners, these entrepreneurs, content creators, whatever you happen to be, okay? Before dropping anything new, I want you to ask, does this align with my current strategy? And hopefully you got a strategy for yourself, because if you don't, that could be a big reason we're not going to hit the $1 million this year. But ask yourself, does this align with my current strategy? It's important to have a strategy going into 2026. And if you don't have one, let's build one out. Let's build your strategy. And then the other thing I want you to ask yourself, can I sustain this for 90 days? So whenever you decide to new product, services, and or solution, right? Or you're creating content for your business, whatever that is, we want to stick to it for 90 days. And then I want to add you to ask yourself, am I willing to stop doing everything else to make sure this becomes successful? Sometimes we just got to focus clearly on one or two things, lean in on it, and then allow ourselves to find success in those particular approaches right there, okay? So let's not pivot too early. Let's make sure it works. So let me say this here. You don't need more platforms. A lot of people think, man, I need more platforms. I need to be on Instagram. I need to be on social media. I need to be on TikTok. I need to be on YouTube. I need to be on LinkedIn. I need to be on Facebook. I need to be on all these platforms. I need to be on Reddit. Substack. You name it. You feel like you need to be on all those things right here. You know what you need? You just need deeper execution on fewer ones. That's all you need. Thank you, TikTok family. I see you joining. Instagram is always there. I see you, family. Appreciate the love. You just need a few ones. So if you guys have been rocking with me, maybe this is your first time here, right? And if you're like, well, who is this guy? Veteran, spent 6 years in the military, rose through the executive changes in healthcare executive, was part of an executive team that sold a technology company at the end of 2018. Then I became a full-time entrepreneur back in 2023. So I'm on 3 years now becoming an entrepreneur. A lot of dope things has happened for me. All kind of awards, accolades, reality TV, all kind of stuff has happened for me only because I chose to put myself out there, right? I leaned in on what I felt like was going to work for me, right? And then, as you see, when I created this series, building a $1 million business, there's only a few platforms. I may be streaming on all the platforms, but the content that I'm sharing right now is really focused on LinkedIn because I know there's a built-in ownership of like-minded individuals, business owners, people, entrepreneurs that are looking to hustle, right? And then once I perfect, LinkedIn, I bring on my other platforms as well, like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and things like that. So if you've been rocking with me and you've been following my content, you'll notice I haven't really put out a whole lot of content other than my lives, because part of my strategy is to dominate one platform and then repurpose and share and blow up the other platforms as well. Why am I doing that? That's part of my strategic advantage. Like, that's what I'm thinking strategically. This is how I'm going to get to the $1 million. Because once you get really, really good on one platform and then you get people rocking with you, it's so easy to duplicate that success across other platforms as well. So I want you to go into 2026, right? Thinking, I don't need to be everywhere. I just need to be one or two different places, and my message needs to be strong and needs to be resonating with my ideal customer profile. And then that's how you start gaining your $1 million as well. Okay. Remember, the chat box is always open. I like to talk. If this is your first time here, your boy likes to talk because I got a lot to say. There's a lot of people out here that be rocking with me. And I just want to make sure you get the information and insight. And I do it within 30 minutes. All right. So that was on pitfall number 2. Oh, let me give you my opinion to end this. Boring, executed well, beats existing, executed poorly every time. What I mean is I want you to be consistent with your boring message, because that actually amplifies, compounds, and it resonates with the right people. Okay. So we need to know. Pitfall number 3, underpricing. Oh my God. You know how many people I talk to on a monthly basis when I'm helping, coach them up? Underpricing. So here's the core message right here. Cheap pricing is usually a confidence problem. It's not a market problem. A lot of people they struggle with, well, how do I price my product, services, and or solutions? How do I price them? And a lot of people they think, man, less is more, less is better. I'm going to get a lot more people, or people going to see value in less. Mm-mm. Let's put a name on that fear real quick. You're scared that people are going to say no, and this is why you price yourself low. You keep yourself small. You're playing a small man's game. We're growing $1 million company, so why are we pricing everything at $29.99, $39.99? You don't have anything that's worth $250. You don't have anything that's worth $795. You don't have anything that's worth $15.95. You don't have anything that's worth $5,500. Like, price yourself accordingly to the market and the market demand. Okay, you lower your price. This is what I'm seeing. People start lowering their price instead of increasing value. Have you ever considered the other way around? We keep our price high, but we just make sure the value's there. Man, if you do that, people, they respect you a lot more. So reframe this. I want you to reframe this in your head. Pricing is positioning, okay? It tells people how seriously you take you. If somebody lands on your website, your newsletter, whatever, and they see your pricing across the board, it's $19.95, $29.95, $39.90. What do they think about you? I mean, it sounds like Walmart numbers, right? You go to Walmart and, hey, we got a sale for $19.96 today. Really? Take yourself seriously, and then other people take you seriously as well. There's an irony here, okay? That's underpricing creates. When you underprice things, it creates more demanding clients. It also creates more refunds, and it creates more burnout. This is what you get from those low-end funnel type buyers, because they're complaining they're not getting enough value at $19.96. Really? $19.96? That's it? But if you start selling those high-price solutions, they're not complaining about that. Like premium, this is what premium creates. If you got premium offers, they create clear expectations because people understand the value. Buyers, you get better buyers. We're not getting bottom feeders. We're getting better buyers. And then you also get better outcomes. So think about the way you price yourself determine how people look at you. If we're going to build your $1 million business, these are the things that we need to be thinking about, okay? Let's talk sustainability real quick. Time check. I got 8 minutes. I want to run through this. A business that can't fund it, if a business that cannot fund, F-U-N-D, fund itself is just generous and it's fragile. So ask yourself right now, as a business owner, can you fund yourself? If you can't fund yourself, it's very fragile. So we want to get out of that fragility. Here's the mindset shift that I need you to focus on. You're not charging for time, okay? Here's what you're charging for. If you're a business owner, right? This is what you begin to charge for. You begin to, you can be a coach. You can, whatever, product, services, and or solutions, right? This is what you're charging for, okay? You're charging for your experience. You're charging for the shortcuts that you create. You've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? I got a jacket that has my name on it. I got awards to say I've done that. You're charging for a reduced risk because you have the playbook. Somebody else that follows, your product, services, and or solutions, you're reducing their risk because I've already helped other people do this before, right? And then you also generate faster results. So once you start changing your mindset around pricing, these are the things that can happen for you. The other thing too, here's a rule. If closing a sale for you right now feels like relief instead of alignment, your pricing is way wrong. Some people, they close the sale and they're, oh, I finally got one. Really? No, your pricing is wrong. We want to work on your pricing. Okay, we're building $1 million business. Here's my opinion. People don't respect what they can replace easily. So make sure we price accordingly. All right. Pitfall number 4, not tracking metrics. Oh, I love this one right here, Pat. Why you love this one? Because listen, feelings, they don't scale. Data does. Your feelings, they don't scale. So here's some common excuses, or here's a common excuse that I always hear. Well, I just go by vibes. You're one of those people. I like it to vibe with me, or it should vibe with other people. I just go by vibes. If it looks right, it feels good. That's the vibe that I'm going with. Let me help you understand something. Vibes, that they don't pay your invoice. That's not the case at all. Here's what people avoid with metrics. Okay, maybe it's you, maybe it's not. There's a fear of bad news. You're thinking, man, if I check my metrics today and it's not where I need it to be, then guess what is going to put you mentally in a dark place. So this fear of bad news. This is why people avoid checking their data. The other two is fear of accountability. We know that if you're checking your metrics to prove whether or not you're on the right track, if they're off, guess what you need to do? There's something you need to do. We need to fix it. So it holds you accountable. It's kind of like me doing these lives every single day. Why am I doing these lives? I'm doing these lives, one, because I feel like I have a voice. Two, I feel like there's other people on that same journey as me, that you're building something from scratch. We're building this to $1 million. Three, you know what? I embrace fear. I'm leaning into it. It's fearful to put yourself on camera. It's fearful to share some of these deep thoughts that you have for yourself. It's fearful to talk about, the pivots, the setbacks, the challenges that we face as a business owner. I want to get past that for myself. And then hopefully you find value in me getting past that as well. And then so I'm sharing the information with you as I'm building this thing out. And then the other thing too is fear of seeing the truth. The truth is, man, the truth can set you free. You've probably heard that before. I want you to reframe everything you think about how you measure things, right? Metrics, they're not judgment. That's not the case. Metrics are guidance. If you start leaning into your business metrics, it helps guide you on the correct path, way forward, so we can reach our ICP, ideal customer profile, and we can generate the kind of revenue we want to. All right. So I'm breaking it down really simple. You don't need complex dashboards, because I don't even have a complex dashboards. What you need to know is, where does my traffic come from? Where is it converting? And then where does it drop off? Okay. Once you find out, that can give you so much sense of insight. There's power in small tweaks. Every single day that we're building $1 million business, even me, I'm going behind the scenes. I'm making small tweaks. The things that I'm looking for is, what are my open rates? How are my conversions? And am I retaining people that join my newsletter, right? And so far, we're doing really good. We're a little bit less than 6,000 people across 2 platforms for the newsletter. We've been growing exponentially and quite fast. So thank you for joining. Compounds builds faster. I want you to understand this. You're never behind. You're just experimenting as a business owner. I know so many business owners, they feel like they're behind. You're an entrepreneur. You feel like you're behind. You just experimenting. So keep experimenting. All right, so man, you know what? I'm actually on time today, so I'm going to be in this Q&A section really quick. I'm going to run through some of the questions that a lot of people have. Perfectionism equals fear. Let's not be perfect, because it creates fear for you. Shiny objects creates impatience, okay? Underpricing creates insecurity. If you're underpricing, it just means you're insecure. We need to be secure in what we're pricing. And then if you're if you're not leaning into the metrics, you know what you're doing. You're creating avoidance. You're avoiding the truth. We can't grow if we don't really understand the metrics. So ask you today, which one shows up for you? Which one is uncomfortable for you? Is it the perfectionism, or should we say it's fear? Is it impatience? Is it insecurity, or is it avoidance? One of these is probably going to be your sticking point that's preventing us from getting to $1 million for your business. And I encourage you to take action. Listen, you don't need to fix all 4. We need to fix the one that's costing you momentum right now. Is it fear? Is it impatience? Is it insecurity, or is it avoidance? All right. Man. Chat box is open. I think I ran through the Q&A. I actually finished with a minute or 2 early, which is unlike me, because normally I never finish. Tomorrow, let me see. What are we going to be talking about tomorrow? I don't know. Y'all, I do these live each and every day. Every single day I come up with the topic, right? Which is different from the content that I put out like on LinkedIn, because that content is pre-planned like a week before. But when I'm doing these lives, man, I'm in the moment, because I'm reflecting on what's going on in my business, and I'm sharing it with you guys as well. Or I'm speaking from the heart on what I see, or some of the conversations that I'm having behind the scenes with people just like you that are struggling in their business and wondering why they can't get to $1 million in revenue. And we're going to do that this year, and we're going to do it in 12 months. So I'm going to close with this. Your business won't outgrow your mindset ever. Let's start here, family. Let's grow together. Listen, if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, sign up for the newsletter today. There's the links top right-hand corner. There's also a link in my bio. We're trying to reach 50,000 subscribers this year. We're growing that baby to $1 million. And then the other thing too, share these lives with other people. We're going to grow that out, because the impact is real. And then if you miss the previous 1 through 16, you can go to the link in the bio, or the QR code that I have on there. You can find Building $1 Million Business on YouTube, or you go to my LinkedIn profile underneath my events tab. You can watch all these on replay. And then here's my call to action for you as well. Do those ASAP. You want to look at those fairly quickly, because we know all these social media sites and the way they do the algorithms, they start deleting content. So what I put out there right now may not be available for you, let's say next week. So until tomorrow, family, I appreciate the love. Let's keep grinding. Let's keep hustling. Let's get it.